Welcome back, everyone, to Lore of the Shadow, where I have visited the Stout Axes and they told me of the dealings of the Order of the Eye, who are looking for something around in the area. Well, I have come out on the Order of the Eye and I have been attempting to deal with them, but one of them cast a nasty spell on me and destroyed all of the footage I had made of my battles against them. Well, I have managed to get back at them and deal with some of their order, so that I am hoping to that nothing happens to this and that I can continue along and destroy them. Now it looks like I've reached my quota of members of the Order of the Eye, so perhaps that means my footage will be more stable. But I am also supposed to be finding some stout axes and to bury them because the Order of the Eye are not treating their bodies very, very well. So let us see if I could find another stout axe to bury. I'm also supposed to be looking for an expedition leader, just in case they have any orders on them. Now this is not one of them, but this member of the Order of the Eye does seem to be in my way at the moment, and I am sure that they are not going to complain if I kill a few extra of them. Is that a stout axe up there? I believe it is. So let us just give them a shocking revelation. You wrest a piece of parchment from the fallen expedition leader. Ah, that was the expedition leader! Oh, nice! Alright. That is stout axe number 7. That means there should be just one more stout axe for me to bury. And I'll be done. Well, I was going to say done that part of the quest, which true. But I do need to get orders from other expedition leaders. Actually, it wasn't all that far away. We have this where, look, I mean, I've heard of kicking someone when they're down, but kicking them when they are dead? I mean, that is disrespectful. Well, not that the Order of the Eye has shown themselves to be respectful about anything, I guess. Well, now, we've taken care of that. Actually, these orders that I picked up, are they readable? Ah! Of Zoreth the Traitor. Zoreth is the member of the Gurzul that is giving shelter to the Stout Axes. Well, employing the Stout Axes. Well, employ might even be a soft term for it. Let's see. Be it known that Zoreth of the Big L is thus expelled from the Order of the Eye for the keeping of spies to be used against us. Her continued attempts to wrest the Dwarf King from his prison, and most terribly for the supreme transgression of dishonoring Sauron the Great. Now, this is the thing, is that the Stout Axe have been hearing rumors that their king was being held in the dungeons of Dol Guldur, and apparently the Order of the Eye seems to be of the opinion that yes, the king is being held there. It is the will of Lord Sauron. Lord Sauron, apparently they have decided that he is still alive, and that the Dwarf King remain in the dungeons of Barad-dûr. Well, okay, it was Sauron's will when he lived. Right now, of course, with Sauron gone, what he thought no longer matters, right? Well, we're talking about the Order of the Eye here. The Dwarf King has been more obedient as of late, but I do not trust his sudden change of demeanor. He and the spies of Zoreth plan some deception. I am certain of it. Those of you within the Order who serve her still shall cease at once, or you shall have the fate of those who have been exposed and be cast into the dark of the black pits of Mordath. Zoreth is an unfortunate loss to the Order, for her skills in the manipulation of spirits served us well, but neither she nor any of her other malformed dwarf servants shall again pass into Barad-dûr. By the will of Sauron, her fate is chosen. Keep a close watch on the flaming spire, and let none of her servants come to Barad-dûr. Lady, Abrazethal. Abrazafal. Any case, those are definitely the orders there. But I need to collect orders from two others, right? Probably not from this goat. I'm sure the goat doesn't have any orders for us of any way or the other. So, nope, no orders on the goat. I have reached the road in front of the Big L, and I have found this. A singed banner pole. Collected wood scraps from ruined banner poles in Doromarth. Alright, so I'm supposed to be collecting scraps from there, and also... Alright, right. You don't care about that. As I'm also being asked to collect some obsidian. Why? You know, I completely have forgotten. According to the quest text here, Zversting has asked me to gather obsidian, wood, and a shard of Barador's steel, so that I might be able to craft a weapon of renown in honor of the king. So the idea there is that if the king is really alive, he could have a great weapon in order to wield, and if not, well, you could have it done in his memory. Now, unfortunately, this is scattered all over the place around Orodruin, and somehow doing all this next to an active volcano is not exactly what I call the safest thing to do, but at least we know where the lava flows are, I guess. This is why I don't particularly feel safe about all this. Yeah, these vents all over the place, and every once in a while, they get rather violent. That doesn't exactly make me feel comfortable that another one of those vents isn't suddenly going to be created beneath my feet. I've seen quite an abundance of broken banners around here. In fact, I think this will be enough, more than enough, for him to make whatever weapons he's making. Probably some sort of a axe, I would presume. So very, very strong wood, at least the strongest wood they could get out of those broken banners. Now let's see if we could find some obsidian and some metal. It's tough to make a sword without metal. Or even an axe. I did say before that most likely he was making an axe after all. I suppose the obsidian is going to be in the most nasty, inhospitable place you could think of. And any place where you got fire grims, I think would generally be described as that, right? So let's see what we have here. Other than a great deal of heat and a great deal of pain, maybe there'll also be a great deal of obsidian, or at least enough for our purpose. Worms, well actually drakes. Let's take care of the drakes. Give them a few birds. Yeah. If you need to deal with the flyer, bring out your own. I guess that's the whole thing about this. Ooh, obsidian! There we go. Let's grab a little bit of this. And now let's see if we can find any more around here. Ah, there's some. Of course, on the other side of the fissure, which doesn't look like one that I would like to fall down through. But before I find a way across, see if I can find any more on this side. Because I only see one on that. If I saw 6 pockets on the other side, then I may... Well, crossing might not be an option, but going around it might be. Oh. I was trying to see if I could find another piece of obsidian, but I think I found a crossing. Yes! I also found another fire grim. We can deal with grims. How about... Oh. Okay, that did not work out too well. Now, where did... I made the wrong crossing. I haven't found a good way to... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Really? Up there? How'd it get up there? I think I'll forget about that piece of obsidian for now and see if I can find a way to get back across there. That means probably going back north and going around. And once I do that, come back down and take care of that expedition leader. I heard voices sounding strangely like the members of the Order I down in this direction. So maybe I could find an expedition leader up around here. This is a bit closer to the road. Well, there's a devoted searcher there. Expedition leader, yes, alright. Well, you are devoted to searching. I am devoted to ending your search. Here you go. Now, for you. Let's send you a few birds along with this. There we go. A piece of parchment. Well, my bird picked up a piece of parchment and brought it to me. How nice. Now, what does this one say? The will of the Order. By the prophecy of Lady Abrazafil, Sauron shall be reborn by the hands of men. As we bore witness to his downfall, we are now called to serve him once more. It is the Lady's will that his artifacts be gathered to Barad-dûr, that we might prepare for his return. The great rings he once held in Barad-dûr may have come to rest in the shattered plains of Dor-Amroth. They must be reclaimed before the fires of Orodruum consume them. Those who deliver them to Barad-dûr shall be made deathless when at last Sauron returns. High Priestess Kolkali. Alright, well, the bunch of delusional idiots, if you ask me. Now, I believe that this is from the same group for the one that I saw up on that hill earlier. So, let's go find the third expedition and see if we can find one of their leaders. And of course, we also need to search for more obsidian. As I've been searching for the third expedition leader, I found this lake of lava, and yes, obsidian. It does seem to love lava, doesn't it? Now, any more around here? Ah! Oh no, I thought that was obsidian for a moment, but no, it looks like it was a worm instead. Well, I will deal with the worm so that I no longer mistake it for obsidian. We must certainly be close to more of it because we have grims. And we know that grims and obsidian seem to go together. I feel like it's getting warm here. My toes are getting too warm. Whether that's the fault of the grims or the fault of the vents, I don't know. Hold on. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't know why I'm throwing fireballs at a fire grim. That sounds like something that will do nothing but make it stronger or something like that. Well, I must do something. Nothing like putting the obsidian on top of areas that are too hot for my boots to handle. Alright, that's 7, and I think there's one more down in this direction. Can't see it yet, but there is a drake in the way, and that sometimes can make things a little hard to see. Ooh, okay, Beast Slayer. Dragons counted as beasts? I'm really surprised at that. Either that or I accidentally killed a beast while I was doing that. Because I would not have considered a drake a beast. Well, alright, let's take care of that. At least not under the Lotro context. Okay, that takes care of 8 of 8. Now, let's go and find that last expedition leader. And get out from the hot spots of this volcano. Where else would a expedition leader of the Order of the Eye be than down this pit? The one that claimed the sanity of Ragnall, or whatever his name is, I forgot his exact name, but made him a little bit incapacitated, shall we say, where he attacked his friends and all. So let us see if there is indeed one of these expedition leaders down there, though my... Oh, that's because I still need to collect some steel for... I was thinking that was all done for the ingredients for the weapon. At least this time I called it a weapon. But I still, of course, kind of completely forgotten that I still need the steel for it, the iron. Is there an expedition down here? No, the expedition leaders are on either side of this depth. I would have thought that they would have come down if they were looking for artifacts of Barad-dûr. Maybe they've already looked down here and searched this all over the place. And that now that they are up a little bit higher, either that or they are trying to get a good vantage point from up on high to see if they could spot anything down there or see anything that may have been pushed up. I don't know. It's hard for me to think like a servant of Barad-dûr. Ah, hold on. I see something up ahead. Yep. Oh, worms! Alright, now. Where'd they go? Oh, there they are. How about Devoted Eye Searcher, Devoted Eye Searcher? Are they all going to come after me if I do this? Okay, only 2. I mean, that's better than the entire troop, I guess. And you? Ooh, that was a good smack. Ugh. And they got a goat with them, too. Well, let's see. It's hard to tell who's with whom. How about if I pull out the expedition leader? Good. I don't have to deal with the goat at the same time. Ah! Well, I got the paper. I didn't set it on fire. Now, what does this one say? The Mr. Details artifact rumors. Okay. Adherents of the Eye. Long had the black pits been laid beneath the Barad-dûr, but as he fell, Lord Sauron rent the very earth of Dor-Marth asunder, and shaped it into a great abyss. Of this abyss Lady Afrafel was granted a vision. It told of a hidden vault deep within the caverns of the Black Pits where Sauron kept the greatest of his artifacts and his secrets. We of the Order must uncover this vault, and we must learn what Sauron meant us to find. As he had promised, Sauron shall again be reborn, and the abyss of Mordath shall hold the key to his return, for the glory of Sauron, High Priest Robochor. Alright, so, interesting. Now that must have something to do with the raid then. That perhaps they are looking for this piece and then we stop it and break whatever ritual they are trying to do. That, well, I have no idea if it would literally bring Sauron back, but it may turn one of them into a malevolent force that's as nasty as having Sauron about. And even if it's not Sauron, it may convince everybody in their order that he is Sauron, and yeah, that could be just as bad. Now, let's see if I can find that metal, which apparently is this way. Oh, not that far away. But down here? Nope, not down there. My quest guide seems to be pointing me right around in this area here. But I think maybe it's a little bit off. I think it may be around here where I could find the metal. I mean, this is metal. This is also some rubble I could search. Oh, I got my 8th dusty artifact finally. Scrap of Barrett. That's a little bit more than a scrap. Even twisted into form, this steel is of a queer but masterfully wrought make. Okay, well, that's everything, isn't it? We're done collecting the secrets of the Order, so it's time for us to head back to the Big L, where I'll meet you in the next episode of Lore of the Shadow.